don't sound ill. Why do I sound ill?
You just sound ill, Dave. You sound like you're a bit bunged
Shaggers.
Hello and welcome to the VideoGamer UK podcast. The podcast that, quite frankly, isn't taking video games seriously enough right now. Look at a lot of you.
I love video games. What are you talking about?
You're not taking them very seriously, Dave.
No, we're not taking you very
I've been
seriously.
obsessing over a video game this week.
And quite a geeky one as well.
It's bloody good, though, isn't it? Have you seen much of it? I imagine you're talking about Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Jim
I've
Trinker.
been playing lots of it and making no progress whatsoever, but I
Excellent.
love it.
Right, well, we will come back to you very soon to talk about that. We've got the guy over here. What's he doing?
I don't know what's happening with me, Mike. I'm bashed my head on something I shouldn't.
That's our newsman.
up. Such a spanner.
It's all
An
gone limp.
all-round nice guy, David
It's all
Scammell.
gone limp.
Are you okay?
I'm all right, Brad.
You're settled now.
Yours isn't limp.
Excellent. And the controversial Brett Phipps over here, who
Yeah.
I
It's hot
feel
in
like
here.
I feel like you've
It is hot in here.
It's very hot.
Can we just cut you out there for a minute,
Sure.
Brad? It's far too hot in here.
Yeah, it's very hot.
Can you sort the heating out?
not really. There's no
Brazzes.
aircon in here. I don't know what you.
Unless we
What
do
you
it with the door open.
We always do it with the door open.
That's the only solution.
Carry on.
I was going to say that the morning's been scuppered somewhat by Brett's attack.
I say fuck
An
Sean Bean.
attack, a
On the actor
slur
Sean
on
Bean.
the people's champion, Sean Bean.
Yeah,
You're a moron.
everyone got really sensitive about it.
It's because he's a bloody lovely man. And
Why don't you like Sean Bean?
I've nothing against Sean Bean.
You've just said fuck Sean Bean.
So?
That's having something against him.
No, not really.
So you just go
It was
around
enough
to
how you
people,
just
go,
ran-
fuck you.
I say it to you about 5 times
Yeah,
in
but
an
we have
hour.
a special
This-
relationship.
that's banter. I don't think you're at a kind of banter level with
Banter.
with Mr.
I don't think
Bean.
anyone's at a banter level with Sean Bean.
Yeah, he has loads of bants, mates.
Yeah.
Not with any of us.
No,
But I
but
made this comment because there was a news story this morning and he
I
made
bet he's a Hollywood lad.
Yep. I
Well,
reckon
yeah,
he is as
probably.
well.
But yeah, there was a news story this morning about him
News
making
story.
a comment about GoldenEye, and I didn't really
News.
care about the story, and everyone said about how
Because he's
it's...
in GoldenEye. Do you not understand the relevance?
Yeah.
He was talking about his appearance within GoldenEye.
I don't care what he thinks about GoldenEye, a game that's, 16 years old.
Well-
and that's why I said, fuck
well-
Sean Bean, I don't care what he thinks about the
Jesus,
game.
stop it,
I
stop
want
it,
his
Brett.
opinion on Neptune's Pride.
I think more people
I'd
care
love to
about
hear
Sean
actually.
Bean than Brett Phipps.
Yeah, but it's
No
my
offence.
opinion.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, but it was my opinion.
It
I'm going
was-
to give Bratters his opinion because Bratters loves Sean Bean.
Well, I mean,
'cause they're both
I've-
from Sheffield.
I've watched Sharp, and I'm a human being. Of course, I love Sean Bean.
See,
He's-
Bratters loves
he's
a bit
tremendous.
of hyperbole as well. See that bit where he said, I'm a human being.
Yeah, but
Human
that-
being, sorry.
I'm just saying that it's difficult to dislike the
Sean
man.
Bean.
I have nothing against him.
Then stop swearing at him.
I'm not swearing at
Besmirching
him.
his name.
If Sean Bean is
Before-
listening, if you could dial our podcast number, the number is at the
I
bottom.
think he might
of the-
have actually.
Yeah, if you could
We
dial
do
and
have a
leave
few
Brett a
messages.
message,
Yeah,
Sean Bean.
feel
that
free.
would be great.
Feel free.
Back
Honestly, you should have seen how upset
land
Brat
of-
was when he saw your tweet earlier.
I know.
Fuck Sean Bean. He was like, oh, me.
Well, he's
I know.
he's just.
I could actually see his reaction,
He's-
and I knew what
He's
he'd
in all
read.
my favourite things.
very upset.
Yeah, Bratters gets very sensitive when you talk about things.
He's
he's
so
passionate
angry, he
about.
But
forgot
not-
to feed his whippet.
Not only was he in GoldenEye, of course, the video game,
Yep.
but he was also in the Silent Hill movie of the video game.
Yes, he was.
There you go. He survived
Bean.
Silent Hill, didn't he?
not
Spoiler.
I'm not sure.
In fact, I think he survived it twice.
Man, that is most unlike the man,
see?
isn't it? Crikey.
Could be wrong, but there you go. Didn't like that film, actually.
Silent Hill film wasn't
I
very
can put
good.
up with gore. You know me. I'm a regular Reddit user.
Yeah, but
But
you go on the weird bits
in
of
Retina
Reddit.
display now as
Like-
well. Retina Reddit.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
but the first Silent Hill film,
Mhm.
I can't watch it.
Too much.
The
There's
end
more
is
than
grim.
one.
It's horrible. Yeah.
Is it?
Do you know the bit I'm talking about,
I
where she
haven't-
gets
I
all
haven't seen it.
sliced up?
Yeah.
I can't watch it.
Yeah, I couldn't. I had to turn away from that as
Yeah,
well.
I don't know what
that
I'm
wasn't
talking
really
about.
a spoiler. The film's
No.
very old now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's very hot in here. I'm opening that door.
All right, go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to mess up his microphone. I can.
Blimey.
His microphone's swinging all
Hello?
over the place. No. Oh, gee.
Doesn't work on radio, Dave.
I
You're
thought
looking
someone
out
was
the door.
making a coffee.
No.
You
Oh,
can
that is
leave
slightly
your
better.
head on.
All right. Okay.
Should we get down to serious business now?
Serious business. I reckon we go straight back to Elite Dangerous because that's all I want to talk about.
All
right
right,
now.
fine.
Everyone's played it. Everyone's going to look at it. This is going to be like when you talk about Dota.
Yeah. Exciting.
Oh,
Interesting.
Bratters just unzipped.
Now this
Oh.
is hot.
Yeah, we're about to get into
Oh,
some
serious
video
business.
games.
Oh.
Right, hit me. What's happened this morning in the world
What's
of
wrong
Elite?
with you? Phrasing. Elite's really good. I've been playing it for I don't know how long, but I'm still in the
It's all
starter
clear
ship.
now.
I still haven't been able to buy any good weapons. I still haven't made any money.
Are you still
scurrying around the galaxy at the moment trying to find a good trade route.
You're still in the same playthrough from when we played it yesterday?
I am indeed, yeah.
Right,
I'm
okay.
just trying desperately to find jobs I can do. And
You should have taken
some
that
kind of
fruit and veg
lucrative
gig, man. It would have set you up. I'm telling you. Right. Yesterday, Jim had two options, right?
Yep.
He could make money because there was like a bulletin board with a few missions on. He could have either made a tidy profit transporting some fruit and veg for a charity drive, or make slightly more by taking some...
Do they still have charity in the future?
Apparently so. Well, they did until Jim came along and ignored their requests and made slightly more money carrying some suits or something. I don't know. It was outrageous.
I'm as pragmatic as the next man.
Well,
But the next man's not very pragmatic.
you're a
That's
heartless...
the problem.
You're a heartless...
Pragmatic is the next not
Space.
very pragmatic man.
captain.
I didn't do the charity job
Mhm.
because I need to earn money, and the charity job was paying peanuts, as charity jobs tend to do.
Yeah, but think of that good karma you would have earned.
It's not a very charitable attitude
You
to
can't
have.
buy laser guns with fucking karma.
Laser guns. That's clearly the next step. So, what have you done differently since then? Is it still trade?
I'm
like,
still trying to
trading
find a
things?
lucrative trade route, because eventually what I want to do,
Mhm.
like I did in all the other Elite games when I played them, well, I say that, Frontier was
The dream
main
is
one, is make enough money to buy yourself a good fighting ship, stick a big fucking laser on it, and then start taking the mercenary jobs, go around the galaxy being a professional hitman.
yeah.
And that's how I played the old game. So I
And
want to
you-
get to
and
the stage where I can
What
do
happened
that.
to
That
the
doesn't
romantic
really-
dream of going back to Earth? I thought that was your end
I'll
goal.
get back to Earth eventually.
Yeah.
I need
But
to make
first
money
you're
to
going
do
to kill
it.
some people.
I need money. I need a better hyperdrive. I need a bigger ship. I need, you know.
Also, can you imagine if he'd have started working for charity and then became a hitman? It wouldn't have really fit
Yeah,
the
the story
law.
arc makes
Yeah,
no
I
sense.
saved him
does it?
a PR disaster
Yeah.
later, to be fair. So
Just a small hometown boy working, delivering fruit and veg for a charity, and then he goes
Yeah,
and
you could have
kills
crushed
everyone.
what
that
do they
charity.
need fruit and vegetables for? It's the future. They've got synthetic meat.
I don't know. To be fair, we were watching some of the kind of promo stuff for Elite Dangerous. Who was the guy
Yeah.
who was talking about in the video?
David
The
Braben.
guy in a shirt in front of a green screen,
David Braben.
and he just like.
We have said the name twice.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know. I
What's his
didn't
name
ask
again?
for it again.
What's his name again? What's
Um,
his name again?
Like it was just a video about him talking about like how planets change over time in about the same tone of voice that I've just done there, and yet it was way more exciting than any trailer.
It was more
you could
interesting
have
than any like
wanted.
pre-rendered trailer for a shooter you've ever seen. No, it was great. It was like what they're doing with the game sounds incredible, and it's really basic version of it at the moment because it's in the sort of beta stage. They're still adding stuff to it. At the moment, it's very close to the first Elite game because you go to a system and the only settlement there is a space station
Yeah.
where you do your trading and stuff. You bump into other ships along the way, a lot of which are played by other actual real players because it's sort of set up like an MMO. The galaxy is running on a server somewhere at Frontier. But there's something amazing about it, just being able to explore. Like I took some footage from the rings of a gas giant earlier today.
Mhm.
From a distance, they were just sort of, transparent rings like you see on Saturn.
Yep.
And then, you fly closer and closer to them, and gradually you start to see it becoming more granular. And then you get even closer, and it's all, you see all the individual kind of asteroids and rocks and ice particles that the rings are made up of.
Oh,
You can get
man.
right in there, right from a distance, right down to almost docking on an asteroid. You can't quite do that.
You're
but-
never going to be a mercenary. I can see it's not going to
Just-
happen. You're just going to fly around a bit and look at
and
things,
taking
and then
nice photos.
occasionally make some money
and then
trading.
you got right into the asteroid field that is the rings of the gas giant, and then flipped around and saw the sun coming out from behind the gas giant, the rings in front, and I had to take a few shots of that.
Demonstrate. Yeah.
It's just like, this is incredible. I can spend hours on this just exploring and looking at stuff.
Is this not what people are expecting?
Star Citizen.
Yeah, that to be.
I imagine so. Yeah, the Star Citizen's a strange one, isn't it? There's so much money tied
There
up in that
doesn't
game.
seem to be much going on with Star Citizen though. They haven't got much of a playable game there, and didn't the Elite Dangerous Kickstarter happen after?
It started
Star
afterwards, I
Citizen?
think, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So far,
That's
Star Citizen's had like a hangar demo, right?
It's got like a hangar demo. I think
some
it's got a
basic fighting
combat
stuff,
demo.
yeah.
Well, I
maybe?
saw it originally before they announced the Kickstarter,
Mm.
and there was nothing to it. It was literally just an empty playground essentially, where there was
Yeah.
a ship and a moon, I think, or an asteroid or something like that that you could go and land on. And I mean, it looked very pretty, it looked very nice, and I'm sure if they actually put some life into it, it might be quite good.
Yeah,
but
the idea behind it is absolutely incredible. More so than what Elite Dangerous could be. But the question is whether or not that game can ever get there.
Well, Elite Dangerous will expand over time.
Yeah,
The final version that comes out will have more in it.
Do you get the
than
impression
state
that
we're playing.
when that final version is released, it will continue to receive updates, or will that be the game's finished when it's...
No, I'm pretty sure that's the
when
plan,
it's-
because they want to have like events happening in the galaxy. Where space stations start getting built in certain
this was
systems
the video we were watching, right?
that affect like the local economy, that bring jobs in, that filter out to the players'
that was
missions.
that was really cool. Like
It's a really
is
cool
that
idea.
user-based stuff?
Kind of,
the
yeah.
users create those things
Oh,
that affect
no,
the economies, or they're implemented by...
you influence them. So if a lot of trade's happening there, player-driven trade as well, that planet will eventually build a space station.
Yeah, the economy of
And-
the planet will change, and then
This
something
is
like that
over
might
like the
happen.
period of months in this persistent galaxy, and like it sounded interesting. Like when it's finally completed, dignitaries from planets in that system will want to come for the launch of it, and players will be asked to transport them. But some of these dignitaries might have reputations where people want to try and take them out on the way, and then so you'll get players being hired to both transport them and
so
kill
you'll
them.
take a job to transport a dignitary, and somebody else might have a job to destroy your ship.
And you'll
because
never
they
actually
was on it.
you'll never see those people at that event. It's all kind of done in the background, but it's the idea is that you feel like you are part of this world, and like that is a pretty basic example, but I just think it sounds really cool just to have it feel like that world is moving on as you play, especially if you've been playing it for months and have seen that particular place change over time. That'd be kind of...
Well, that's the thing. The original Elite games didn't feel like the world was bigger than you. Basically, the world only happened when you were there.
Mhm.
And
you can still do that,
game unless
right?
you were involved.
You can still do that, but
You
you're
can play
encouraged
solo
to
and things
probably
like
play
that.
the
But I
multiplayer
mean,
stuff.
it feels different now because you've got this online element. You've got other players mucking about, and somebody killed me earlier because I was hanging around those very same asteroids I was talking about. That
Oh, really?
Rings of the
You
Planet
just there
system.
taking screenshots.
I was
This is
just
lovely.
enjoying a wee stroll along the rings, and these two pirates came out of nowhere. And from their usernames, it looked like they were real people, not NPCs. So,
Heartbreaking.
I was killed, Brat.
What do you lose and what do they gain when that happens?
They can scoop up your cargo and stuff.
Bloody annoying, isn't it?
Good job you didn't have the fruit and veg on him,
And
innit?
imagine that the charity drive trusts you to bring the fruit and veg back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and they
And
fucked
they've
the
linked
mission
it.
for me, so now I've got a fine for not completing the mission. So they cost me £800. Cheers, guys. Pricks.
That's
but yeah,
life in space.
It is really.
Yeah,
It's life in general. People try and screw you over mid-mission. It's just what happens.
So I'm picturing like a Morrowind effect. Morrowind Mass Effect. Is that the right?
Morrowind in space.
Is that right or not?
I've been describing it as Morrowind in space.
Oh, you have?
Okay. It is sort of, yeah. I mean, in terms of the fact that it's this big universe to explore.
Yeah, I think
and,
the difference
you know,
from Morrowind is that
it's-
like you are
Mor-
absolutely
Morrowind
the center of
has-
that world. Like
Yeah.
you're the hero
But is
of
it like
everything.
Morrowind
that sort
has a
of-
lot of narrative and stuff as well, which Elite doesn't.
And this doesn't have that. It's not that same sort of quest structure and side stories.
No,
and
no,
I
things
feel
like
like
that.
It's a lot more-
that kind of example of that space station being built is the
It's
kind
a
of
lot more
stuff you'll-
freeform. It's a lot more like it's in the way the world is in Elite is implied. It's not,
Right.
There's not a sort of
The Reapers aren't
story
coming.
to it
Reavers
as
aren't coming,
such.
and you haven't. Wait, Reavers. That's
yeah.
Mass Effect and Firefly. Neither of those are coming. You haven't got to save anyone.
Yeah.
It's just you exist in the
I'm
world.
really desperate to get a bigger fucking ship and a bigger engine and get to Earth because one element of it, I mean, is everything has to be upgraded before you can really do anything cool. So at the moment on your starting ship, your hyperdrive is so crap that you can only like go a certain distance. So you're kind of stuck in this little bit of the galaxy. So you have to make more money in order to get out of it. So that's my goal at the moment, is to make enough money to get the better ship and then get to Earth.
It's a good goal. It's a good goal.
There's stuff in it that's not there yet. Like, I believe you should be able to land on planets eventually. That's not there at the moment. It should be in there because, I mean, it was in Frontier in Elite 2 back in 1994. You could land on anything. You could go into Earth's atmosphere and fly around and look at all the cities. They had like a little Eiffel Tower where Paris was meant to be. They had... I'm pretty sure they had like Big Ben.
It's got to be Big Ben
and
every
stuff
time,
like
isn't
that.
it? Yeah.
Like, because it was so basic, they couldn't like model like an entire city or anything.
See, that
but
sounds like I can't imagine them doing that
it was
though, because
cool.
that would be so much like
A lot of effort.
You can't get away with just a small amount of detail now. I feel like
yeah.
they
I mean, I'd be interested.
it might not be worth
interested to see how they do it, but
like Star Citizen will be like recreating the entire planet. Like,
Is it?
Sing Blade of Grass at a time. By the sounds
Really?
of it. No, I'm joking. But like, 'cause
That'd be
that's
quite
how
cool.
extreme they're going.
But Star
I don't know.
Citizen have got like a budget of £1 billion
Yeah.
per square inch, haven't they?
Got a budget of a continent to run that game.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
I know, it's like, but I can't wait to see where it goes. You know, can't wait to see what the final version of Elite Dangerous is going to be like. Because at the moment we've got the basic shell of the game, and it's brilliant. Like it's already worth just flying about. And I played it for hours.
I've
and
got a
not
feeling you and
bored.
I are going to be coming back to this quite a bit. Maybe not on the podcast, but at least in video. So
Oh yeah.
sorry about that.
Oh, we're
If
going to
you-
do loads of videos about it. Like,
Yeah, the entire video.
such a
output
rich
now,
vein to tap.
Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Looks good.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to go somewhere interesting.
Space.
Space, indeed. David Scammell.
Space.
What have you been playing, my friend?
I've not been out to space,
I didn't sound like you had.
but I've been back on Earth.
Yeah,
The grim, post-pandemic.
The
Earth.
Last of Us still is that?
I'm still on the last one.
I'm playing through it the first time at the moment as well. Really, really good.
Where have you got to? No
I-
spoilers.
I've just met a couple of other survivors
Right,
and
yeah,
escaped
I
the
know where
city
you are.
together,
I see.
which was one of my favourite parts of the game so far.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Are they still with you?
Yeah, I literally got to the city and then had to stop. I had to go and do work. Fucking bullshit. Want to play The Last of Us?
Yeah, it's really good though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like that, so I live streamed a little bit of it. And
Yeah. Did you go back and replay that?
absolutely, and that bit was really like I really enjoyed it. I made sure to play it on hard, which I'd played the rest of it on, just because I kind of like that game best when I feel like I've got no resources. And
I'm doing the
I'm
same
not sure
as
that's
well.
always the case on normal. And other than the kind of almost the boss fights with the big bloater chap, which I found a little bit strange
I think everyone originally thinks
because it was
that.
set like it
It was
turns
a
out
big
those are
one.
just kind of hard enemies, but it set it up like a boss fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I found that a bit odd, but thankfully this time I knew it was coming, so I was a bit I'd prepared for it. But that whole bit with Bill is much better than I gave it credit for whilst live streaming, which is often the case, really. It is a shame sometimes because the way we do the live streams anyway, we chatter
Difficult
all
to
over
play games
everything.
and talk and take it all in at the same time.
Live
Exactly.
streaming is the worst way to play stuff.
And, well, I think
don't
it's
get
fine if
anything out
you're
of it.
playing something that you're very familiar with.
Yeah, if you've done
already,
it once
that's
before.
absolutely great.
Yeah.
I think playing a story-driven game for the first time is probably not the best idea. And Steve Burns has just leaned into the podcast room.
Hello.
An open air podcast.
This is why we shouldn't leave the door open. People just wander in.
Get madmen
It's
like
'cause
this
it's fucking
coming.
hot, Steve.
It's
Yeah.
extremely warm.
It's very warm.
Duty games running at the moment.
Liking your t-shirt though.
Thank you. Step Brothers t-shirt.
Yeah.
Step Brothers.
Did you
Yeah.
hear about after the wedding, after I got changed the other day, when the barman
Not sure the guys at home are going to be able to hear you.
power of
So I
the
can
Step
hear.
Brothers shirt
Yeah.
caused the barman to forget my order the moment after I said it because he was too busy looking at my shirt.
That's excellent.
and I was like, "You're very unprofessional, son."
But I appreciate the compliment.
Of course.
And Steve Burns off to play Call of Duty
Smug British asshole,
Yeah.
Steve Burns.
with his smug t-shirt.
But yeah, Last of Us. I've finished the. You need to shut up.
I'm going to go and do something.
I finished the main game again. and
Already?
then- yeah.
Bloody hell.
And then
How far am I into it at the moment? If I've just-
2/3?
You're a fair bit, like.
Yeah.
and you're probably
2/3
about
of the way.
halfway. You're about
Really?
halfway.
Oh, really?
I thought
Because
it.
you're still in spring, right?
Yeah, I was going to say I
Or summer? Which
No,
one?
it's not
summer.
summer.
It starts in summer, doesn't it?
Yeah, it starts in summer.
yeah.
Okay, you're not in autumn
I was
yet.
expecting. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I'd gone. Like if it makes a big deal of the seasons, like if you have like a kind of
Summer's the
sort of
longest
frame
one.
going.
It does mark
Yeah,
when you
cool.
change.
All right, that sounds good.
You will notice the difference.
You'll know
Yeah.
when you're on the home stretch.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But then I did the DLC, And I agree with everything Miller said in his review originally. Not that I'm surprised by that, because he often gets it right. What do you mean? You're shaking your head like, no, he doesn't.
Oh, he thought we weren't going to comment.
Yeah, but we are going to comment. Here we go. Right.
Rat
Has called out Miller live on the podcast.
This will be cut out.
It's not live. This is never going to exist.
Yeah, this is going to get cut out.
But no, I just felt like it was disappointing, underwhelming, didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
Like the story it told, I knew it was going to tell that story, and I was hoping.
So it's a DLC then.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel like it's had the same love that the main game does. And
do you think? Yeah, well, I guess just because of the way it's structured, it couldn't have existed in the game really. Anyway,
it throws some things in there where you're like, or one or two things where you're like,
no, I mean,
fair enough.
It has to be something separate just because of the time of it.
Yeah,
you can't. It couldn't have just been a part of the main game, a chapter within the game as you played along, or do you think it could?
No, I don't think it could.
That's sometimes with certain DLC, it feels like it has just been cherry picked out of the game they already had.
It kind of feels like they could easily expand that into a full game. Really? The idea of it, but because of that, it kind of feels rushed in a sort of hour. It's about an hour and a half long. It's not too long at all, and it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't feel it's totally different to The Last of Us in terms of how it plays.
Right.
I can't really say much without spoiling things, but
it hasn't knocked your socks off.
No, and it didn't really do anything.
But considering the malaise you feel for it, it doesn't sound like something we'd want to see in a sequel.
No, I'm just saying the story that it tries to tell could easily be plotted out over a sort of 9-hour.
That being said, that hasn't won your heart, but it sounds like the multiplayer.
The multiplayer is
really got into it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Multiplayer is really good. Addicted to it. One of the best multiplayers I've played in a long time.
Well, that is
one of the best new multiplayers, rather.
So I guess that, people. I mean, there's been some debate whether or not we needed the remastered version, but it's nice that you're just looking at your example that you've gone back to it, something that you hadn't experienced the first time round.
No,
and it's giving you a reason to play it again.
Well, we did a video on it, and one of the things in there was because a lot of the people were like,
"Multiplayer's all right."
Who said it was bad originally? It's like, no, you're not getting our point.
Yeah, we said it was good originally.
we said it was great.
Yeah,
but the point is now there's going to be a lot more people trying it or having the potential to try it. Because let's be honest, there were a lot more people with whose console this gen is primarily PS4. And
I still feel like it's getting overlooked. By the way, like
what the multiplayer?
I don't think there's that many people playing it still.
It's taken a while to find a match, but like Dave said,
I don't think that's the population of it though.
Yeah,
I think that's the servers.
There could also be a thing where people are still playing through, like Brett is playing through a single player.
Yeah, I'm not
going
going
to
to touch multiplayer till I finish it.
Yeah. I don't think it will have sort of a broad appeal like Call of Duty or anything like that at all. It will have its own subset of dedicated players that will play for a long time, and people will jump in every now and then. People will hate it. Like, I don't really like Counter-Strike, but people love Counter-Strike. And a lot of people probably think the same way about this, because it is quite grim and,
and it's
hard.
It's not arcadey team deathmatch,
instantly accessible like a COD is.
You're not going to get instant gratification of a kill within the first 15 seconds.
And if you don't know what you're doing, and I mean, I think I was quite lucky because I played it in the first week that this is coming out. I think there were quite a few newcomers to it, and we're
always
all
good. I love it when that happens.
You know what I mean? We're all learning at the same time. Whereas I think maybe if you join 6 months later, you're going to think, screw this, no chance. But
that reminds me of the game I played a little bit of last night. I've dipped.
Were you playing multiplayer?
Not The Last of Us. No.
Oh, right.
I dipped my toe back into the stagnant waters of World of Warcraft.
Oh,
right.
God.
I've got a level 90 character. Basically, I want to check up the beta at some point.
Isn't that
over the next few weeks?
What, for the new expansion?
Yeah.
If you've got a level 90 character, this is something because I don't play MMOs. Does the game allow you to only team up with people of similar level? Can you go in and come across a level 15?
You can play with. You can go and find your low level friends and help them out, and you can chat regardless. A lot of my friends from when I originally played it have gone back over the last couple of weeks because they did a free week, right? Fairly recently, Did they? I think to just drum up interest in the.
I know they're doing one for Final Fantasy at the moment, but
I think it happened with WoW recently to drum up interest in Worlds of Draenor. So some of my friends are playing again. It's obviously worked.
I've never tried WoW.
It's good, but my problem is I've got this level 90 character with level 90 gear, but that gear is from the beginning of this expansion and we're now at the very end of it. So I went into a battleground because I like the PvP element of it, and I just couldn't do anything. There wasn't a single player in that battleground that was at a similar point to me. I was just so undergeared, And it was really disheartening because I used to play it a lot and felt like I was all right at the game. And now I just come in and I just haven't got the numbers, man. I haven't got the numbers to do anything.
Well, that happens in COD as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And all those, everything really.
Once people realise what the best gun is, then that's every time you die and you see a kill cam, it's the same guns, the same perks.
Yeah, it's strange.
Once people
going-
learn the maps and know where the sort of kill zones are.
Yeah, if you go back to some of the actually the earlier shooters, like if you go back to Modern Warfare now, there is a
Which is for
dedicated
cheaters now, isn't it? Really?
Oh, I don't know. When I played it, there was like plenty of people playing there, but it's so much better than me. Like I felt like I'd kind of like the people playing it now are the dedicated few.
Yeah.
And
see, I feel like this is going to sound like me showing off, but whenever a multiplayer game comes out, people first start playing it, I feel like I'm doing really well. Like I get the impression that I've picked it up a little bit faster than other people might have done, but then a few weeks down the line, suddenly, like I haven't progressed.
Yeah.
Yet everyone else has,
Yeah.
and I never get it.
It's the time that people, like you say, you've got a sort of a better starting point.
Your
than
acceleration's
people.
good, but your top speed is rubbish.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
feel
anyone
the pain,
else,
man.
if anyone else is like that, I'd be interested to know. But what am I doing wrong? I'm just not practicing enough. I don't know.
To be honest, I think for me to have any luck in World of Warcraft, I'd have to spend probably 50 hours getting new gear, and I just haven't got the heart for it anymore. It was real. Like it was nice to speak to my friends again, but Jesus, I was just like, oh god, this is how MMO works.
Are these friends
World of
you've met?
Warcraft.
What's that?
Are these friends you've met?
Are you going to do an old R thing here?
No, I'm just saying. Are these,
It's like people I used to play the game with years
so
ago.
these are World of
like
Warcraft
2008.
friends.
Have you ever had any
Yes.
romantic relationships with these people?
I have not. No.
Do you?
No,
Why
wait,
do you have
wait.
to cut that? You're looking at the
Can we-
timestamp. Why do we have to cut that out? It was a joke.
Can I was just thinking though, you saying about the multiplayer thing and about how, after a few weeks, you're not that you're no good at it, but everyone else is get better. Instead of matching people by level, it might be better if we match people based on play styles. Like I say,
Play time.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like someone who plays games the game for an hour once every couple of
I
nights.
would have liked.
It's impossible though, isn't it?
You do it as
to
you
get-
do a survey
Yeah.
before the game, like how often do you play the game?
There's
yeah,
never going to
little
be a
bit.
perfect solution though.
Oh no,
Like,
there won't be. But again, like you say, because they do it purely on level with that person, like you say, you got thrown with other level 90s, but those people are at the end of that expansion. But if you could do it as someone,
Well, yeah, I think that you can. Like it would be easy for them to set it up. I think just doing it on gear level because your kind of overall gear level is always very visible. I think it's just there wasn't. It took me 7 minutes to get into the game I wanted to anyway. So if I'd
was that the matchmaking thing?
yeah, because I wanted to
took
play a
7
particular battleground that I
Oh,
like.
okay.
So if it had been any longer, I wouldn't have bothered.
Right.
And I think that's probably the downside.
Presumably there is an algorithm that they kind of use. I don't know, like level crossed with time played, crossed with
I don't think
KD.
not in battlegrounds unless you play the rated ones.
No,
It's
but
just-
like in other games, surely that is
Oh, yeah.
matchmaking, a system like that.
they always
surely.
hint that there's something going on behind the scenes. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, our matchmaking system will put you with someone that's kind of near your level, probably. Maybe.
Yeah.
But we don't want to talk about it. It's boring.
Yeah.
It's numbers. You don't
Power
care
of the
about numbers.
cloud.
Go shoot
Forget about
something.
it.
The power of the cloud. Always blame the cloud. All right. Anyone been playing anything else interesting? We've had Last of Us, Elite Dangerous.
I was playing something and I've forgotten what it was. Oh, I started playing Oddworld.
Oh yeah.
You went tasty.
But only a little bit. I've only done about 45 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks nice. It's all right. I had a couple of crashes, which wasn't
Really?
particularly
In the first
encouraging.
45 minutes?
Yeah. It's not how I remember it to be, though. I don't know if that's. I don't know.
Because Jim seems to
is
think that it
different.
was...
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no
I
loading.
the main thing is just that it's not screen based.
Yeah.
And that's where all the differences come from. But it's a really good adaptation of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of style of game into something that's seamless.
Yeah.
They've done pretty well with it, I thought. But I mean, I think they've got the tone of it though. They've got the character, the tone, the story. That's all intact. It's just it's a very different type of game.
I think the cutscenes are really nice. They look really good. I just think that it's the kind of title that I would expect it to have the AAA budget and polish on, and it doesn't.
Right.
And I think maybe in the back of my mind, I'm like,
Is it a big enough franchise for that?
I don't know. I mean, it always
I don't-
was.
I don't feel like it is.
It always was, though, wasn't it? Originally, like Oddworld was a big game originally, and Stranger's Wrath was
It's
went down
expanded
really
out.
well. It didn't
Yeah.
perhaps sell as well as they wanted it to, but critically, and that was a big EA game. EA partners, whatever it was. Yeah, but this one you kind of get the impression like, oh yeah, it is an indie game.
Yeah.
They have been given, which is correct, that is how. But I think that's in the back of my
promoted.
mind, and I'm thinking
Would have liked to seen
this could be something incredible. It is great as it is, but
and just the fact that it seems to have so many problems with bugs. Like even now,
it's disappointing.
It's disappointing. Then that maybe comes down to
I had a
budget
complete,
and how quickly they need to release it.
Crash the game, threw me back to the.
First 45 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah, that happened to me in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's buggy as fuck.
But no, it's all right. I sound like I'm being harsh on it, critical, but I don't mean to be. I haven't played enough to really put too much of an opinion across. But no, I'm enjoying it. It's just, yeah. Yeah.
I did speak to my brother about the video you did for Ape, and I mentioned I said, "Oh, did you notice the stuff going on in the background?" Because he loves all those videos. He said, "No." So I'm worried that more subtle hints can be dropped. And I said, "Did you notice anything in the background?" He was like, "No." So go back and watch it again, and he did. He went, "Oh." And that was his reaction.
But that's the beauty of
you've got a
secrecy.
PlayStation up
Yeah,
your...
I had a PlayStation 4 up my arse, and he just went, "Oh." So great.
I felt like the
think-
worst parent in the world because my eldest daughter watched it.
Terrible.
And that's the end of the
Terrible.
sentence. No, but she was absolutely howling at the bits where you guys had PS4s up your asses.
Oh, God.
That was like the funniest fucking thing she's ever seen. It's up their bums. I know.
I know.
I put it there.
That's the joke.
Your dad put it there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's
Well,
awesome.
What about you, Braz? You said you were playing something.
You
You've been
had anything
playing
up your arse?
Neptune's Pride.
I'm in my third week of Neptune's Pride, I think. It's going
And
pretty
the
well,
rest.
I think. But the person that I'm playing with is also listens to this podcast. So
Every
I think
5 minutes.
I shouldn't say anything.
I swear to fuck. I sit next to Brat in the office. Every 5 minutes, he turns to me and he goes, "Look at the map now." And I look. And I look at his game screen. And it looks to me exactly the fucking same as it did 3 weeks ago. And he's like, "Look, I'm doing really well here. I've got this alliance." And I'm just like, it's the same fucking 30 dots that I've been looking at for the past.
Is it the sort of game where everyone thinks they're doing really well, and then in the final week,
Yeah.
everyone screws each other over?
There's 3 big players left.
Sorry, Steve Burns just yelled out bollocks. So
Yeah.
There's 3 big players left. I think I've got an alliance with one of them against the other, but I mean, we'll find out. And
Did you ever play Age of Empires, Braz?
I did,
When it
yes.
was really
You know,
good.
everyone on Neptune's Pride role plays when they talk to each other. Like,
Do they?
it's
Do you?
so
Do
funny.
you?
No.
What is this?
It's
What
like-
is this? Why
No.
are you
I've
looking
seen-
down on people?
What do
that
you
enjoy
role play
games?
as?
No, it's just
Who are
like-
you? Captain's Warlog.
No, it's just that people message like you're a diplomat. It's all very
talk
polite
to each
and-
other
Oh,
like,
this is
like
amazing.
like your ambassadors and stuff.
That's actually,
What?
That's
Oh,
actually
yes.
one of the best parts of the game. It would lose a lot without that. I got no shame.
This
in
is amazing. We got to get these chat logs.
How far do your role-playing habits go, Braz?
I can't believe how
seen-
childish you are.
Oh,
This
amazing.
is unbelievable.
I want to know more. Like who? So
Yeah, this is brilliant.
Who do you
He
play?
calls himself the Braturian Empire.
No, it's the Brat Confederate, right? It used to be.
Get it right, Jim. God.
It used
The
to.
Brat. I made that up. The Brat Confederate.
It
Surely it
used
should
to
be Confederate.
It used to be just the Brat, but I thought I ended up
The
realizing
Brat.
that sounded because that was my username.
No, 2 T's or 1 T.
2 T's,
Right.
but it sounded like the Borg, and like that immediately makes people think this guy's gonna screw me over. So I went Confederate's not great either, isn't that like the Star
I'd
Wars
say
episode
Confederate
1?
was worse.
It's like a. It's yeah. It's.
No, that's Federation, isn't Trade Federation. I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted. I had to change it. I needed to add an extra word.
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I
How many hours do you
Confederate.
have to play per week in this game? Like, because you said it can last months for this.
Yeah,
How many hours do you
I
have
think this game will probably last about 6 weeks.
How many hours do you have to put in per week to progress?
It's up to you. I can.
Yeah,
I
if
can
you
get
put
by.
more time in, do you win?
Yeah, this is what I'm wondering.
Not really, because you're limited to the amount of stuff you can do per day. Anyway, you're always waiting 24 hours for the next cycle, and
Right,
and
so-
moving ships around, like moving between stars, often takes like 5 hours, even if they're right next to each other.
But how many hours can you actually put into the game per week?
I've always got it running somewhere in the background so I can check on it, but I only put like actively do stuff in it for a few minutes every day.
A few minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm thinking about it like right now.
Yeah.
I'm only halfway in this conversation. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do.
So when you interact with these people, are you negotiating trades? Are you?
So at the beginning, it was like trading tech with each other,
Right.
and making sure all your neighbors are friendly with each other. Because if you step on too many toes at the beginning, you're fucked because you don't want to be the one that gets
Yeah, because
hit.
then you get.
But now it's like maintaining alliances. So if right at the moment there's 3 players left, I think I've got an alliance with another player against the other one, which means I'll be in the last 2 then.
Right,
However, if I've been screwed over, then I'll be kicked out. I'll lose now.
Yeah, so let's roleplay, Bratters, right? I'm the
not
one.
no,
I'm the one in the alliance,
not
okay?
happening.
I'm in your alliance, and we're going to plot against the other one, okay?
Yeah.
I say I come to you with a piece of tech that you have.
I'm actually not doing this.
No. I just want to know what type of thing you type to send them as playing this game as the Confederate leader. What would you say?
Please.
What would you say?
Some people do play it like that, to be honest.
What you wearing?
It's funny.
Exactly.
Do you want to cyber?
What would you say?
I'm not doing that. You've created an atmosphere about
F-15
Pride,
Cali.
and I'm not. Gamescom's coming up, isn't it?
It is actually. Yeah, we forgot all about that.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah.
We were supposed
Isn't
to
that
talk
what we've
about
been?
in this
Yeah.
podcast?
Welcome to the Gamescom podcast.
Yeah.
Taking
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Should
to
we
get
do
to.
another one?
I think we'll probably just leave it till the week of Gamescom to actually.
We need to do our predictions and all that. What do we think? And we haven't got anyone here who actually knows now.
No.
because
Yeah, Simon was the one with all the secrets.
Simon and Tom, I think, have got an idea. Yeah, can we get him in and get him to roleplay somehow? And
I'm not.
What,
why,
Neptune's
why
Pride
role-playing?
roleplay?
Why do we keep role
we can
playing?
get him to give away secrets without them.
Pretend it's a Neptune's Pride trade.
Stop
Trade
it!
some secrets.
It's an incredible strategy game, and I'll not have it.
Bratters, give him something for a
by
secret.
you
Honestly,
idiots.
I've read some of the messages that he writes as this Chancellor Brat character.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I can imagine it as well. I can imagine him sitting there, and I bet when you play at home, you dress up, you put a little hat on. It's exactly the sort of thing you do.
He likes going around pretending he's the fucking emperor.
Listen, I'm in the final 3. I've obviously done something right in my messages, so just back off, yeah? All right?
He starts messages with like, "Join us, brother."
No, he doesn't.
Does he really?
No, he
does.
doesn't. Oh,
You
my.
don't.
No, my.
He does as
God.
well. Look
he
at his
does.
face.
He already's gone. Oh, God.
I do have- I have an
my
answer
all
to
my
that, but
emails
I
and
don't feel
G-chat
no.
and everything to Bratters will start with that now.
Can we get some
Every
screen grabs
message.
of this to go up in the podcast
All right,
video?
all right.
Of your little
but
chat.
I'm picking them.
No.
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 Can you give us a short list and then we pick?
All right, I'll give you my top 5 Neptune's Pride conversations.
Yes.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Come,
Excellent.
friends, this is the dawn of a new era for the galaxy. That's what he thinks of himself.
No, wait,
Oh,
Jim's
God,
got to
you're
read
not
them
far
out.
off all.
Jim has got to read them out.
Okay, actually, instead of putting them in, should we have? We'll have after the podcast finishes. I'll go find one, and we'll have
Excellent.
Dramatic
Jim and I
reading.
can
Yeah.
talk through them.
Gamescom. I can't believe it's here already.
Yep,
We've only just got back from E3.
we have indeed. Shall
That
we?
nearly killed us all.
Yeah. Shall we explain that we ourselves aren't going to Gamescom?
If that's what you'd like to explain.
I don't know. It feels like probably worth mentioning. I think it's been covered by freelancers this time for VideoGamer.
We've got other people going on our behalf this year, so
Yeah,
we won't
no,
be in attendance.
No Bratwurst for me.
No.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
You sound sad.
I like Gamescom. I think it's really fun.
I like Gamescom.
I don't know if I prefer it to E3 or not. I think most people seem to edge that way. I like it for different reasons.
From a professional level, it's easier than E3.
Yeah.
But because it's so hot and so full
There's
and
a lot of
disgustingly
German
overcrowded.
people. A lot of German people.
Like this podcast room.
Well,
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, but didn't that, like, a couple of years ago, they had a load of people pass out? They have ambulances there because it was so overcrowded,
Yeah.
didn't they? Yeah, it's horrible. It's all in a big greenhouse, essentially, the middle bit. It's horrible. But, yeah, if you're going, good luck. But,
Did you even go onto the show floor last time? I
there
feel
was
like
one year where I didn't go
you
in the show
managed to
floor at
avoid
all.
that
Yeah.
pretty well last
Yeah.
year.
That man needs to shut up.
Yeah. Fucking
Not you,
Burns,
Brad.
fucking
Burns.
Burns.
He's talking to me.
Yeah, Gamescom. So, what's happening? Until Dawn, clearly. PS4.
Mhm.
Journey, probably. Seems to all been leaked, doesn't it? Anything else?
Lots of Metal Gear. Lots of Metal Gear.
Well, they've got the big Metal Gear pre-show event, haven't
Yeah.
they?
It's had an hour's worth, apparently, of Kojima talk.
Yeah.
What day do the conferences start proper?
They are on the Tuesday,
Right.
so the
The show
12th.
begins on the Wednesday.
Show is open to press on the Wednesday and then
Open
open
to
to
everyone
consumers
Thursday.
from the Thursday. So, but I think it's... Who goes first? I think it's Microsoft, Tuesday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Sony.
Yep.
Nintendo's not doing one. I don't know if they're doing a direct or anything, but I think they're doing one.
They are there though, aren't they? But not.
It's just
They
They don't really do Gamescom, do they, as much as the others
They
do?
have some games and that on the show floor, don't they?
Yeah, didn't they
They'll-
skip it
they'll
out
throw
one
a
year?
few
I
games
can't
Yeah,
in
remember.
there.
a couple of years ago.
So yeah, Sony and Microsoft on the Tuesday. Then there's the Metal Gear thing. And then on the Wednesday morning is EA's press conference. It's weird for EA. They usually do it the day before, like everyone else.
Are EA going to be showing like finished stuff this time?
What could they have though?
They can't have done that much between E3 and now, can they? Really?
Presumably there'll be another big push for FIFA because that's massive in Europe.
Yeah.
Dragon Age probably get a big show.
That is the thing. It's so close to E3.
More
this
like
is stuff that's been held
textureless fucking tech demos.
Battlefield,
from Criterion.
but I don't know how hard they'll push Battlefield because what's the point at the moment?
Same for Mirror's Edge.
They've been
as
showing
well.
a lot more Dragon Age gameplay recently, haven't they? So yeah,
That might be a
we might
push.
see.
Yeah.
I think we
Dragon
might
Age will be
get
big, I
any more
imagine.
hints about the new BioWare IP are working on. The new IP that BioWare are working on. Even.
Yeah.
Well, they are, aren't they? They're revealing that game. You're right. The new IP
Oh, cool.
that they've been teasing. Shadow Realms, isn't it? That was.
Oh,
But people don't seem to be excited for it. I keep reading.
That's terrible. I don't know why they wouldn't be. 'cause,
Well, I've read.
you know,
This could all
Just
be
don't know
nonsense. I
anything
don't know,
about
but
it.
there's rumours that it's in collaboration with another studio, and it's
Alright,
possibly a free-to-play game.
oh fuck!
So-
it's not fucking another Sonic RPG, is it?
I remember reading that sort of thing, but I don't know whether that's true or not. I mean, it could be a massive AAA sort of whatever, for all I know. But
Yeah, I thought that's what they were suggesting when they were talking about it.
it does. It seems a weird one to sort of
It would seem like
tease this far in advance
Yeah.
and sort of give big hints as to what. I mean, they
They've said-
called it Shadow Realms in the bloody image, for God's sake. They're giving it away.
But
Yeah.
they've said that that's what they're doing. They're starting to show games like they do with Mirror's Edge and with Battlefield.
Well, they've tried to show games when they don't actually have a game to show.
Yeah. Same
yeah,
Battlefield.
they've
Mirror's
taken
Edge.
it to a ridiculous extreme, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah.
That Criterion thing they showed at E3,
Yeah.
it was just like half of it wasn't even textured, and he's like, "This is who's this for?"
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's showing.
They'll
early
fill out
and
your
then-
press conference.
I think they're learning. Well, they're taking cues from early access, aren't they?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But
EA.
And most
It's
people I
early
know
access.
complain when things are shown too early, and then they have to wait like 2 or 3 years for them to come out.
yeah.
You know, most people. I think most
That seems to
people
be the
do
case with loads of stuff right now, though, doesn't it? A bunch of October games being pushed back now.
Will evolve
And
now.
yeah.
Evolve
So
was
it's
last
disappointing
night.
with that.
Yeah.
Bethesda always reveal their next big Elder Scrolls or Fallout game about a year in advance, don't they? Like that seems to be their. They'll say nothing until 12 months, and then they'll be like, "This is coming out."
Yeah.
And I'm always.
Don't know if they'll be at Gamescom, will they? I don't know.
No.
I'm sure they'll have a
Don't think
stand,
so.
but I'm not sure they'll make any big announcements.
not
It just
sure.
seems a weird.
There's
Weird
big
time to do
announcements
it.
coming.
Yeah.
Let's wait for E3.
Maybe they'll
surely.
date Elder Scrolls for console finally. I don't know
Mm.
because that was delayed, wasn't
Yeah.
it? But
With
Yeah.
no word since the delay.
or an
any-
Elder Scrolls expansion.
Do you think there's any
How's
chance
that
of,
doing around? Anyone? No.
I don't know if anyone cares, do they? I
Do you
don't
think
know,
there's
I've not
any
seen
chance of
anything.
a
I
next
certainly
gen Skyrim port?
A next gen? Maybe.
might
Skyrim
overshadow.
Seems the sort of
Sky-
thing that.
Because I would rebuy Skyrim.
Well, a lot
for
of
PS1.
people would.
might overshadow the Elder Scrolls Online though, because that's been pushed back, and they need to actually get that out the door first to then
But
do that.
Maybe
and-
they'll go big on Evil Within
Yeah,
because they've got to start pushing that a bit more.
yeah, yeah. Because there was a lot of negative press around that when it first got announced. Then there was a second wave of previews, and a lot of people suddenly they improved a lot.
Mm.
So I think that they need to ride that a bit more and say,
Yeah.
look at how much this has improved.
Yeah, Burns came out of it that second time feeling pretty positive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's really looking forward to it. The one publisher who I'm hoping turns up with stuff to show was the one who I was sort of criticising the other day, Square.
Yeah.
Because they got Hitman and Deus Ex to
It
show
would be
off.
nice to-
And it would be nice if they are both there.
See a bit of stuff, yeah.
But I just don't know what to expect from this year's Gamescom. So
Yeah.
whether it will be heavy on announcements or light on announcements, I've literally no idea.
Does feel like
Simon
it's-
seemed to suggest that he thought it was going to be a big one. I don't
Did he?
know. Yeah, last week. I don't know what he's heard.
I don't think
or what
it's going to be as big as he was expecting. There's a certain announcement I think he was expecting that
that's fallen for him.
I don't think is going to be there.
All right.
But I don't know if we need to cut that or not.
Is that all right? Okay. Well, we'll.
Are we cutting that?
Every time there was a big E3 or Gamescom or whatever coming up, like for years I always this was after Oblivion. For years I was always like Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls,
This
Elder
is
Scrolls,
the,
Elder Scrolls, or Fallout.
Mhm.
Come on, say something, and it never happens, and then they go and announce it at the start of the fucking Spike TV.
Yeah, the VGAs.
Mm.
Why,
Yeah.
I imagine they could do that again this year, couldn't they?
So,
Because they must be doing a Fallout or a Elder Scrolls. And
Yeah.
sorry to be so obsessed over Bethesda,
No,
but
no, no.
that's literally all I care about.
and surely
So
I would have thought it would be next year.
Yeah.
And
VGA fits the timeline, like Jim was saying, about 12
and
months.
that's
as
what I
well. It's
mean. Like
closest to
leaving it for
November.
E3 for a big game like a Fallout or an Elder Scrolls seems
Mm-hmm.
like when there's only going to be a few months. Let's say they're targeting late next year release. I don't know. I don't know. That sort of game has a bigger lead-in time
Yeah.
normally. So.
2015 looks like it's going to be a far better year for games than it has been
That'll
this
be
year.
massive next year.
Yeah. It's so much
2014's been.
But then we said that last year.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but then everything that was this year.
That's
Yeah,
because
but like-
we thought a lot of these games were going to come
In
out.
2013,
this year.
though, you've got you had your Last of Us, you had your GTA, and it was.
Oh, we got those again.
We got this.
Yeah, we got them again.
Oh God.
So like 2014 has been 2013
remastered.
Redux, and 2015 will be the
Talking of Redux, though,
2015 will be the 2014 we wanted.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Delayed 2014.
Ah, yes, yeah. With
Resident Evil,
yeah.
I've seen mixed
Remake.
reactions to
Mm.
this. I think a lot of people are excited about the idea of bringing the GameCube game to next gen, but there doesn't seem to be all that much effort from Capcom.
That's
from
why they've
what
done
we've
it
seen
properly.
so far.
That's why they've done it properly. You can change the aspect ratio from its native to widescreen.
It's pan and scan, isn't
But
it?
yeah, and it cuts out the top and bottom of the screen unless your character, Chris or Jill, move, and then the camera will pan. And also, you look at the comparison shots.
Well, isn't it full screen, widescreen, but it pans?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as you move.
It's not that there's borders.
Well, no, but it cuts out what would have been in the original.
Oh,
image.
sorry, yeah.
And then
yeah.
as you move, the camera will pan.
Yeah.
And then you look at the comparison shots between how it looked on the GameCube and how it looks now. And it's not it's not like they've completely taken the assets and redone them and then put them back in. They've just given them a slightly nicer
Are
skin.
you really surprised?
No.
Like, wasn't
That's-
Resi 4 PC? They made a big thing about Ultimate Edition or whatever it was called. I can't remember. Wasn't it just Resi 4 at 60 frames?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
Same thing.
So
If you were redoing the assets, like surely you would redo them for 16 by 9.
But I don't know
they
if they're
haven't.
doing-
No, they
they're doing
haven't.
the
They've
assets.
they've just touched them
It's
up.
just
a game
But
like that,
that's
isn't it all like
they're not-
static backgrounds that are
Mm.
they're not polygons though, are they?
No, they're painted, aren't they? I think.
I don't know if
they're
they're
static.
painted or
Well,
if they're-
I mean, they have
That
that
sounds
look.
shit.
They're
It just sounds
images,
like they're
aren't they?
using
Yeah,
the
yeah.
original.
yeah. I think that is the case.
base
For
for it.
and it's a way to play it on the new console.
But it uses the latest resolution upscaling technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that then?
Well, I think it's just set X to 1920, Y to 1080.
Control T, drag the corner.
Yeah.
My new TV's just been delivered. I got a text from my wife. So
Excellent.
I'm awake.
Right. That's Jim then. Seen a bit.
Let me know how Resident Evil
Yeah, I
looks
don't
on
know.
it.
Like the people moaned about the Last of Us as we mentioned earlier, but that
I don't think it's what people...
overall that was an impressive.
I'm not sure it's
difference between
exactly
the
what
two.
they promised originally. As much as I love it,
Yeah.
as much as I think it is a good remaster, didn't they say they were going to use the character models from the cutscenes in the gameplay?
Oh,
I'm not sure. That'd have been a big promise. If
Well,
they
the
did.
point I was going to make is that there is a difference between a remaster and a remake, right? It
Well, there's a
feels
difference
like
between a
there was-
remaster and a port.
Yeah, and that's all that the Resident Evil one seems to sound like right now,
Yeah.
which is a bit disappointing, especially with it coming out after this.
Yeah.
Um,
And announcing it so soon
But-
after this as well. Like, why announce it the week after
yeah,
a half-decent remaster is actually
in
released?
a very similar genre.
Yeah, well, kind of.
It is.
It's got zombies in it, I guess.
And
I'll give you that one.
ammunition.
I'll give you that one.
2 lead characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just it feels half-assed, but I'm sure.
If they'd gone, here's Resi 2 in the style of the Resident Evil remake,
Yeah.
definitely.
Drop the mic.
Yeah.
With
Boom.
Gamescom.
But Capcom's another weird one, aren't they? Like, what have they got?
Yeah.
What have they got? Have they even announced anything other than this?
It's weird. They sit on. They've got so many good IPs that they just sit on. Like
They got Deep Down,
Yeah.
which, I mean, everyone's like, oh yeah, Deep Down.
you've blown a lot of
But
raspberries today.
That was like 6 months ago. Everyone was excited for that. That was
Yeah.
free to play online game. Right?
Yeah.
Japan only
from,
as well
from
for a long
Capcom,
time.
the masters of the on-disc DLC
Yeah.
controversy. Right, that's going to be good.
Mega Man, they do nothing with other than re-release the old ones forever.
I don't know what they've got. It's weird. Like
Yeah,
they must be
the
doing a
Mega Man
Street
stuff isn't
Fighter.
coming from Capcom anymore. is it?
Exactly.
Don't know.
All I want from Capcom is Dragon's Dogma 2. But
Will they do
yes,
it?
That's another IP. And DMC was really good, and then didn't do as well as sales as they was hoping. They
Yeah,
not
didn't
done
do as
anything
well as
with
they
it.
needed to, is
I
it?
say
sure
they've
that-
got so many IP.
You know, I'm sure they're doing another proper Resident Evil,
They have to.
and the remake or whatever they're calling it is probably a
isn't the
promotional
biggest
tool
thing
for
from
that,
Capcom
partly.
at the moment? Isn't the biggest like Capcom IP at the moment Dead Rising? Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but even that was
It's like-
kind of Microsoft.
I can't stand Dead Rising. Like,
Yeah, the first couple of hours, Dead Rising 3, really, really fun. Then I just lost all enthusiasm for it.
Yeah.
Started doing the
Just
boss fight, started meeting the
It's the
bullet
same,
spongy
isn't
enemies.
it? Yeah.
I finished it. I kind of enjoyed it, and then I looked back on it and thought,
See, Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma was one of the freshest like RPGs I'd played in ages.
Mm.
It was really, really. It was bold. It had really good ideas.
Mhm. Boss fights felt awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And it had that kind of. It blended so many things. Like it felt like almost like an Elder Scrolls game, but like via Shadow of the Colossus or something. Like really,
Bold and
it was-
fresh aren't the words we're really associating with Capcom right now, though, are they?
No.
It's just
But that felt like Capcom were when Dragon's Dogma came out.
No.
That felt like Capcom were, oh shit, they've got new ideas. They're coming out with stuff. This is amazing. And then it's like Dragon's Dogma, then an expansion for it, and then nothing.
Resident Evil 6.
it's starting to sound quite negative. I think if you're going to Gamescom, I think you'll have quite a good time
Mhm.
because there's going to be loads of good games there to play. I mean, it's kind of
You just don't
it's
know
the
if
similar stuff that we saw
don't know how
at
big it's gonna be for new
E3. It'll
announcements.
be like, there'll be
Yeah.
Drive Club there to play.
Yep.
Dragon Age you'll play.
Somewhere you'll be able to stick a new Oculus Rift on your face and look at something cool.
Alien, you'll get to try
Project
Alien
Morpheus
out. That's
will be
really
there.
good.
Oh yeah, Alien Isolation. Go
Try
play that
Evolve
demo.
if that's there. That'd
Elite
be good.
Dangerous will be there. So,
Elite Dangerous.
I don't know why I even screwed you over there. I'm
So there's like
probably
the-
going to play that instead.
There's loads of stuff to look forward to if you're going as a consumer, definitely. But in terms of announcements, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Microsoft may announce another price cut for Xbox One. That whole leak earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Well, don't know if it was a leak or they're claiming it was a mistake, but seems a weird mistake to make a week
Xbox
before
One was a
Gamescom.
mistake.
Well-
Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think everyone agrees.
It's not what he's not saying. All
I'll
right.
just take a quick snap poll, right? You've got an Xbox One, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you guys got Xbox
Yeah.
Ones?
I haven't, no.
Okay. The poll's useless then. That's fine.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. No, I was just going to say, I was just wondering, for people who haven't got an Xbox One, but might get it if the price was right, what would be your price?
I don't know. I haven't got a reason to buy one at all.
I don't know why you would buy one over
I'd-
PS4 at the moment.
What game do I want to
Halo.
play on it? That I
I
prefer
just-
the PlayStation
I just-
4 as a console.
I
right
want to be able to play everything. Like this, like I had all the consoles in last gen, like, and that when the 360 was by far my favorite one. But I
Mhm.
wanted to play Last of Us and Uncharted and all that. I fancy playing Quantum
Yeah.
Break and thing. I don't particularly like the Xbox One as a machine either, but.
Yeah,
I
it's
do
a-
want to own one because
it-
it's a thing to play.
It might
stuff
be in the
on.
same position as the PlayStation
Yeah.
3 was for me. Yeah, last
Yeah.
gen. It was. I didn't like that console
Pretty
at all,
much.
but there were definitely games worth dealing with that to play.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Xbox One doesn't have them yet. It will do at some point, I'm sure, but I don't.
Is it Quantum Break? Is that the right
That's
title?
right,
for it?
Yeah, the
yeah.
one from the Alan Wake guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
It's just taking too long.
What? Can I do another poll? What is Quantum Break? What is it? How describe that game?
They're doing a big
What-
reveal at
yeah,
Gamescom.
this is a serious
Yeah, what-
question.
mhm.
It's not really a poll, it's a question, Brad.
No, I want.
Isn't
No,
it
the
a
poll will
tally-
be. The poll
Poll.
will be how many people can actually answer that.
It is a third-person shooter crossed with TV
Yeah,
experience.
time bending
so you don't
mechanics.
know, pretty much.
Well,
What
kind
does
of.
No,
that
they're
even
doing,
mean?
they're doing a big reveal at Gamescom.
Yeah,
They're gonna
well,
show
that's what I
Max
mean.
Payne,
It'd
innit?
be nice.
Yeah.
It'd
Time
be nice
stuff.
when we
Exactly,
actually.
yeah.
Max Payne
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
that
It's,
game is.
it's exactly time manipulation stuff with Max Payne.
Yeah.
and a bit of live-action stuff. Like,
Yeah.
It's a game that's tied into a TV experience.
Bullet time
Remedy are probably just
telly
going, how
detective
dare
shooter
they.
thing.
All right.
But yeah, I think it's unfair
James seems
to-
to have a slightly better idea. And Brett, you got anything? Anything to add to what Quantum Break is, what it can be, what it will be, what it will never quite reach?
Well, I just think we need to wait until Gamescom because that's what they've always pushed and saying that's going to be when we're going to do a big blowout on what it is and fully explain
They
it.
better
'cause-
do. I just want
Quantum
like,
Break has
5
a
minutes
problem.
of them saying this is what the game is. This
it
is
already
why
has
you
a
should
problem. That it's going to be, PR-wise, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get over.
Mhm.
In that it's a game built around the TV revolution that Microsoft has already canned.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah, you were so right.
they should have
What-
brought it out ages ago.
What was that MMO?
Quantum
that
Break
they-
is deader than Sean Bean. Says Brett Phipps.
Yeah. What was that TV?
Fuck
that
Sean
game-
Bean.
That MMO game that was done around a TV show before. Was it Defiance?
Yeah, that's it.
Defines.
Yeah. So again, it's that thing of, people who play the game won't give a shit about the TV show unless they have. Is it one of those that wasn't effective?
I don't know who does give a shit about video
No.
game TV shows.
No, I don't know. I don't. But people who don't play the game,
Not
why would they give a
Stevens.
shit about a TV show?
Like even
anyway?
this Halo, what's it called? I can't remember the Halo, the new Nightfall.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to
I've never- no.
care. And you too. And you love Halo.
I love Halo, but I've never watched the TV stuff because I always just want to play the game.
Halo Forward Unto Dawn was pretty good, but I don't.
But tying all the
That's
game
what I'm saying.
story
I've
into...
never
don't
played-
Need, I don't need it in my life. I don't know. I just.
But would you like? So you've played. You're there,
FUD was really good though.
but
It was
What?
decent.
Yeah, it was. But I don't know that I
imagine, right? You're there playing
need
Halo.
to tie games into that experience.
Yeah.
It's 2015 on your Xbox One. Everything's amazing. Massive turnaround for Xbox. Loving it. Halo's out. Oh yeah, new episode of Halo Nightfall tonight. No,
I wouldn't.
No.
I'd rather watch Modern Family.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
watch it
Yeah,
that
exactly.
night. I
Exactly.
wouldn't watch it that night. Exactly. That is. The
Yeah,
problem.
you wouldn't. It wouldn't like
Yeah.
schedule program. You wouldn't, like you say, tune in 9 o'clock Tuesday night, whenever it is. You wouldn't dedicate time to
I'd
watch
be like,
it.
I'll catch it on YouTube in about
I think as well
3 weeks.
Yeah.
like Defiance was a total disaster for that game's tied in with the TV
Yeah.
show because it was terrible.
Mhm.
Mm.
Like the TV show was really
I
bad.
know. I
You
can't.
could
I
tell
never
it had
watched
a
the
lot of like money spent on it,
Mm.
but it was
It was.
That's another thing as well, when
It,
you
it
talk
was
about-
They've
rotten.
commissioned it for another series, haven't they?
Have they?
Is it still
I think
going?
it's got another-
bloody hell.
I think so.
They sold it on like this is by some of the same people that did Farscape,
Yeah.
and it's like you watched it and it's like this is horrible because Farscape shat on this.
hmm
But I'd rather that money that was put towards the TV show just go more into the game.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
point. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people would. And
Yeah.
They'd probably make a better game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So why bother?
yeah, because again,
I don't know. I think I'm the other way around. I'd rather have the. I don't
You know-
want that game. I'd like that TV show to be better.
But it's going to be interesting now seeing how Microsoft promote Quantum Break because they can't focus too much on the TV
TV's
stuff.
a dangerous thing
And-
to stop.
But
saying
that
for
is
those guys.
that's surely the USP of the game.
yeah,
So
because don't they say it? I can't remember how they tied the game and the TV show, but I think you said how it tells a story that you miss from
Oh,
the
they
other characters.
haven't. They
or
haven't
something.
really gone into it properly, have they?
I don't
It's
know if they
all
have.
very
I
vague.
think you play a chapter of the game
Mm.
as the good guy,
Mhm.
and then you can watch an episode that fills in the blanks from the bad guy's perspective,
Right.
from the big evil guy.
Oh.
And I think you're supposed to chapter by chapter. You're supposed to play it, watch it, play it, watch it, play it. And I don't. And,
Right.
and I-
Okay,
What does it? Yeah, I don't know.
that's quite cool.
Is it?
Is it? What does that add?
I don't know. I like the idea, but it's,
But again-
it's destined for.
Like
Fair
Alan,
legend.
Alan Wake, previously on Alan Wake, every hour.
Yeah.
Isn't that how that game works?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Like,
But again, like you're playing the game, yeah, you don't get it day one, and then you're playing through and you end like the way Walking Dead does. Imagine chapter 1 ends on a really good cliffhanger, and you want to see what happens in the second part of the game.
I'd
Are you
rather
gonna
just carry on playing the game.
Exactly, you're going to stop playing and go and watch a TV show for 2 hours, and then go back to the game.
Well, we don't
Just
know how
gonna
long
play.
they are. They could be 10-minute sequences. They could be 45 minutes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
They haven't detailed it properly.
But you're not going to stop playing the game to go and watch TV show just to find out what the other guy's doing. You're just going to carry on and see what your character's doing.
It's just a very bizarre thing.
Mm.
Like this whole transmedia
It's a big
thing.
risk. It's a big risk.
Quantum
Yep.
ship. Okay, let's move on to some.
Sorry, I just wanted to say about the whole TV shows blending with games thing. Did any of you guys ever play Loco Cycle?
No.
I saw that
I've
sequence.
That
seen
was one of the
I've
most
seen the
Damning
cutscenes of it,
reasons why the twain should never meet, because it starts off in this proper like 10-15 minute low budget film
Mhm.
that's like shot on video, and it's horrible, and it just sets up the game.
Yeah, that was such an odd.
But
mix,
surely
wasn't
you've
it?
been
Where
through all
it's
this
an
shit
arcade-
before with like Mega CD.
Yeah,
Like,
like FMV games.
No one liked it. Why are we bringing it back?
It's not new and exciting, is it? It's just trying it again in a slightly different fashion with more money.
Like, everyone's saying, "Oh, video games are the most exciting medium of the 21st century." Oh, by the way, here's TV.
Yeah,
But why?
I don't know. I often think video games should just stick to their strengths. Like you watch.
They
I-
should
I
be
watch
about
TV
shooting
shows-
people in the face and nothing
that,
else.
Not that. I mean, you tell the story within the gameplay rather than.
Well, I
trying to
think one
rely
of the
on
things is-
TV shows to fill in blanks. It just seems.
Microsoft have often said, "Oh, well, loads of people use their Xboxes to watch TV," and that is true.
Yeah.
Whenever I turn my Xbox One on, almost 90% of my friends are on Netflix or anything
Yeah.
else. But that's because they're all playing their games on the PS4, and they're the sort of services that you add to a console once it's established as a games machine, and they've approached it completely arse upwards. That's a good phrase, isn't it?
That was
great.
good, that, yeah.
And
Came out of left
Unlike
field, that
Dave.
one.
but it's like, and we were talking about this in the office. I don't know if you guys were there, but me and Tom were saying, like, how do you
Microsoft, they're
extend
arseholes.
the life cycle of Xbox One now? Because the traditional way for a console cycle is how PlayStation's done it. It's how Sony's done it in the sense that you hardcore buy it first, price gradually gets cheaper, you introduce casual elements and it sells to that audience. Whereas Microsoft has done it complete reverse, where they've gone for that broad casual audience
they
at
want to
first
capture
and
everyone.
forgotten the hardcore.
Yeah.
The hardcore have now had set in their mindset, I don't want an
PlayStation.
Xbox One, PlayStation's better.
Mhm.
How are they ever going to
Go the
get
other
out of
way.
it?
Yeah.
Unless they scrap it entirely and bring a new one out quicker than they plan to. I don't see what they can do to transform it. Maybe there's new techniques, VR, stuff like that, but
But they're not doing
competitors
VR
are going to
minute.
be
Yeah,
thinking
Sony's
of-
already doing VR.
Sony
Yeah.
are going to be thinking of ways to broaden out their console at the same
Everyone is
time. And
everyone is looking at VR right now. That you're going to really struggle to
Yeah.
make that your defining thing.
the key will be
There are
games,
gonna be people
obviously.
doing
The
it
key will
really
be
well.
games, and I think it will pick up for the Xbox once the new game,
Yeah.
But I don't think it will ever be able to.
It will
you
be
know.
the exclusives, and they still won't be enough to keep up with Sony in that regard. And you got the Halos, the Gears.
I think they
all
just have
that.
switched places with the
Yeah.
last gen.
Is
I
that
think
Oh, it's a
third-
complete 180.
It's the third
complete
console
reversal.
curse,
feel
isn't it?
exactly the same about both consoles.
And
right
they can
now.
play down this whole technical difference don't really make all that much difference, but they
It's perception
do.
as well.
People buy a new console for the graphics,
Yeah.
and for the better, for that stuff. And
But also,
why
once
would
the
you buy-
idea,
if you're buying one for that reason, why would you buy an Xbox?
And you know
but if
that
the
every,
idea's in someone's head as well, they don't even have to see it. Once they're told it, then that's enough.
And especially at the beginning, once your mates start buying a console, right? Well, he's got to play. I need to buy a PlayStation. We're going to play with him online.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how it is.
Mm.
So,
all right,
questions.
showing me those questions. We have over on the podcast slightly, so I'll just ask.
That's
a
all
couple.
right. We can go. Just roll with it, Bratters.
And then
we don't need no time limits.
We've got some voicemails.
Bratters.
We've got some voicemails
All right.
to use.
Good.
Okay.
Go on, lad.
We got this question from Alec Norton, who says, "Will Brett have a job by the end of the day?" Also, given Sean Bean's square head, worst representation of someone in a video game.
Well, I think he's already been asked to leave the building,
Yeah.
so I don't know why he's sitting there.
It wasn't. That
with us.
wasn't like him being sat. That was just you've made me so uncomfortable with your attack on Sean Bean that I just
I mean, I hope I'm still here by the end of the day.
can't see. I'm sure you're right. You're just gonna have to do a written apology on Sean Bean's at the end.
Absolutely will not. I again don't care enough about Sean
listen,
Bean.
Sean. Earlier today,
You're a weird boy.
I said
Yeah.
some pretty mean things about you, but you're a fantastic actor.
Sean
I loved you in
Bean.
Sharp.
Can we get Sean Bean to come on the podcast?
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. Oh, he's got. I just want to hear him say.
Can we do
bastard
it? Can we talk to his agent and get
over
it done?
and over again?
Oh, yeah.
I once went to try and get Rihanna on the podcast, and it was too expensive.
Well, that is surprising. Dave.
But
That is very
we
surprising.
can afford Dave Benson Phillips, though, right?
Yeah, Dave Benson Phillips was the thing.
I
We've
reckon
talked
Sean-
about that,
I
haven't we?
reckon Sean Bean's probably slightly out of the budget still.
Do you think?
He's
Sean Bean!
it's Ed
Video
Odd
Gamer
Stark.
of Thrones.
He's Ed Odd Stark. He was the lead
He's
name on that show on the first season.
Who's Ed Odd Stark?
Oh, and only in the first season. Thanks for the spoilers, Brad.
No, because
I don't know who Ed Odd Stark
Peter
is.
Dinklage became the face of that show. didn't
He's
he?
like...
Yeah, after
Anyway, go back to Alex's original question: worst representation of someone in a video game.
say that again. Sorry, I missed that entirely.
Me
Get off
in
Reddit,
Reviewsical Hero
You
because
don't think?
as much
Isn't
as
that
I
like your
appreciate the
Twitter
guy,
avatar?
as much as it's brilliant, as much as it is my Twitter avatar because I do love it, he did make me ginger.
Yeah.
I've never quite forgiven him for it.
Yeah. No,
Sorry, I
see what
missed the question entirely.
Worst
Again?
representation
You
of
didn't
a
say it again.
Fucking
worst
heads down.
representation of a celebrity in a video game.
Worst.
Representation
Yeah.
of a celebrity.
In a
Are we
video
calling
game.
ourselves celebrities now?
Who said
No,
that? Us.
I
What
thought
about
Jim immediately.
Kristen Bell in Assassin's Creed, they make her look,
Yes.
made her look like even more boss-eyed.
Really?
Yeah.
Good question. Trying to think.
The worst one. Trying to think of celebrities in games. Full stop.
I like
Kristen Bell's a good shout.
recently, the only one I remember people getting annoyed about is Dinklage, but that's for his voiceover
Yeah.
rather than how he looks visually.
I know my favourite.
Most of them are
celebrity
pretty
in
fucking
any.
good now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, when
Mickey Rourke
when
in
they
Rogue
when they've
Warrior.
got that much money to spend on getting someone in.
Mickey Rourke's voice in Rogue Warrior is the best.
That
performance
rap is
in
incredible.
anything.
Yeah.
His swearing in that is just superb. It's fantastic.
Is Vin Diesel in anything? I can imagine Vin Diesel being
Yeah,
doing
he's
really
in-
shit.
He's in the Wheelman, wasn't he?
and he's in
Was he-
Assault on Dark Athena.
Is he bad in? Does he
Chronicles
look
of
bad
Riddick.
in them?
No.
They
No.
fuck him up?
No.
No, they got
he's-
him right?
He's
Well, it's first person.
by
as well.
far the best thing about Wheelman. Is Vin
Really?
Diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, well, I'll take it back then.
Apparently, Avril Lavigne is in The Sims Superstar.
Oh, Mary-Kate and Ashley as well were in the game.
Gary Coleman is in Postal 2, obviously. Phil Collins in Vice
Oh
City
yeah,
Story.
yeah. You can piss on him.
Yeah.
You can
Excellent.
piss on
That-
Gary
that
Coleman in
sounds-
Postal 2.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Or you can piss on anyone.
That sounds
Oh,
like
right.
a fine representation.
Burt Reynolds in Saints Row the Third.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but that's good. That was he was
Yeah,
all tongue in cheek.
there's a few here, but I wouldn't have said these were particularly bad appearances. So
Yeah. All right,
Not
okay.
sure on that one.
So we don't know.
Gary
Alec.
Coleman.
Right, sorry.
Gary
Hugh
Coleman,
Hefner in Playboy the Mansion. Did you ever play that?
No.
Can we do a
Of
let's
course you
play?
did, Dave. Yeah, we have to now.
How do you feel about Sean Bean's likeness in the Lord of the Rings games?
I haven't played the Lord of the Rings games. I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings.
You haven't seen the Lord of the Rings.
I've only seen the
You
first
haven't
two.
seen Sharp, and you haven't seen Game of Thrones.
No.
And you've said fuck Sean. You are unbelievable.
Again, I don't
sir.
care about him.
Absolutely, well, because you don't know him like we do.
You do.
Have you seen?
You don't know him.
I know Sean Bean.
No, you
Have
don't.
you
He's
seen
been
Essex
playing other
Boys?
people. You know nothing about Sean Bean. He's been playing a character.
I know.
Every time you've seen him, he's
Yeah.
playing someone else.
Have you
And
seen
he puts a bit of
GoldenEye?
himself
Sean
into
Bean.
it.
Did you play GoldenEye?
Yes, of course I played GoldenEye.
People's champion Sean Bean
Yeah.
got
Bratters loves
got
him
into
when
a
he's
fight
Yes,
in a pub
outside
in
a pub,
Camden, and he got
protecting
stabbed
the
with
honour
a
of
broken
one of his
glass.
friends.
Yeah, protecting the honor of a model who he was at the pub with.
Fucking Sean, he's awesome. See, we know
he
him.
kicked the guy's cunt in, went back to the bar, and got a fucking round.
After
All
being
right, I
stabbed.
like him now. All right, I like him on that story because that's the real Sean Bean,
That's the
not
real
the
Sean
fake
Bean.
fuckers he's talking
He also
about.
does that in films quite a lot. He just
Yeah, but that's not
goes
real.
around.
That's fucking pretend.
Yeah, but he's putting
I can pretend to do that.
right in Sharp when he
You
has to-
can pretend to be a
in
fucking.
Sharp when he has to go and rescue his lady friend during a siege. He will have thought internally, what real life experience can I draw upon? Shut up, Brett.
Bollocks, Brett.
Okay, another question here. We've got hi Video Gamer team. This
Hi.
is to podcast at videogamer.com.
Why don't you shorten the
If you
long
wanna
one
send an
and
email.
compromise?
I've been a long time listener and it's highlight of my week when I download your podcast every Wednesday. This is why I picked this one.
This makes me happy, but also sad.
What? Why?
It just makes me feel awkward.
Oh, because there isn't a better part in the day than this.
If we
This
are,
conversation right now is really it's boring.
I'm sorry
We're
to
being
be
too
such
boring.
a disappointment for
Shit.
you.
Okay. But you also said some other lovely things. I'll skim over that. What do you guys think about the delays to The Order 1886 and Tom Clancy's The Division, etc.? Do you think this will be another case of Watch Dogs where a lot of people are disappointed and the hype outweighs the final product? Or do you think they will justify these delays by creating something amazing? Would love to get a shout out on the podcast. Winky face. Cheers, Ben.
Ben?
Ben.
Well, thank you for your question,
Thanks, Ben.
Ben. It was very well worded, a very interesting subject.
Yep.
I believe there have been a lot of delays this year
Yep.
that will result in a lot of better games next year.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
And The
generally-
Division was always intended for a 2015 release, I imagine. Actually, no, probably shouldn't say that. I suspect that it was never going to be ready for
Okay, so
2014.
you've changed I
Yeah.
imagine to I suspect.
I've
Okay. Nice.
rephrased it slightly. No, I think The Division will be good. I think the thing about Watch Dogs is that they sold it incorrectly originally.
I think generally delays, unless there is clearly something else going on at the studio where things aren't looking so good. I think delays generally mean better games, right? That's
You'd rather that than rush
that's got to
it
be the
out.
final result in a lot of cases.
Yeah, cool, but
unless there's something obvious going on, like they're trying to, miss a busy October, or they've got financial troubles or what have you. I think I don't get too disappointed when I see a game being delayed. It doesn't make me think the game's going to be.
It's disappointing, obviously. It's disappointing that a game that you're really looking forward to play is taking longer to come out than.
Yeah, but I'd prefer a game not to be too rushed out.
No, of course, but I think he's
yeah.
saying like, well, Watch Dogs. A lot of people were expecting it to be
because of the
amazing,
delay. Yeah,
and it wasn't. And it was good. It was a good game.
Mhm.
But I think the thing about Watch Dogs was that people didn't expect it to be another GTA, and it was. It wasn't as good a GTA as GTA 5 was.
Absolutely not. It was.
And but the Division, I think, I get the impression that they are selling that fairly. I think you have a good idea of what that final game will look like, whereas I don't think that was the case with Watch Dogs. And so I don't think that will happen again to the same degree. Whether the game is good or not, I don't know. Who knows? We don't know that until we actually play it.
Well, it's obviously not good enough yet, David Scammell, because they're not going to let you play it for a bit.
I think The Order 1886 is going to surprise everyone by how good it actually is.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I've heard mixed things about it.
No, genuinely, I think it'll come out.
Where
And lots of people will go, by the way, this is actually really good.
Really?
Just got that feel. I
has
just
anyone
get
played
that
it
vibe
yet?
from
What's the?
I don't think anyone. I don't think we played it. No, but
So what?
see,
what-
I've
how much
spoken
have
to people that
seen?
have been shown it,
Right. Okay.
and none of them seem particularly blown away by what they saw.
Right. Got you.
It's a weird one, though, isn't it? It's Ready at Dawn, who have never done a shooter, right? They were always the handheld studio doing a major AAA next-gen release. So...
I don't know. I feel like all we really know about that game is the setting and very little else, and I like the setting.
It's a pretty Victorian gears, isn't it?
Reminds a bit of Van Helsing as well.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be all right.
But again, like Brad said, delays often. You rather that than have something rushed out and then complain
Yeah,
about
of course.
it.
Something in my head.
I said I wasn't disappointed.
I can't shake the feeling that it'll be another Sony 7. Do you know what I mean? Be another Killzone, another Knack, be another game that could be really good.
Yeah.
Or should have been.
But just...
But Sony are very good in giving their
could have
teams
been
time.
absolutely ace. Could have been so good.
Could it?
Yeah.
How would you have changed Knack?
Made it Katamari.
Right.
But using that tech would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But they made you were stuck in corridors the whole game.
Yeah.
And
Can't believe how
they
fucking hard that
didn't
game
go anywhere
is.
It
close.
was God of War, wasn't it, for kids?
It
Yeah.
could have been fucking brilliant though.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Katamari thing with all that, the explosion stuff they've got in there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was like the only next gen bit of that game, really, wasn't it?
But yeah, I can't believe how hard. I was saying today, I played it a little while ago for the first time.
Oh,
and
it's
the first
well
thing I did was text him. I couldn't believe how hard it was. It was meant to be for
I've got to
kids.
tell Dave immediately.
How hard
Yeah.
it is.
But I texted, I said, I'm stuck. I'm
Unbelievable.
stuck. I couldn't get past the second level. I thought this is ridiculous.
To be fair, though, kids are like, when we were all younger, we were better at games, weren't we?
Yeah.
Kids have got time to sink into that because the bastards don't have jobs and shit. They can learn.
You're right there, Jim.
Yeah.
You okay? How long have you been playing Elite Dangerous for? All right.
Any other questions?
No, I think it's time to play a few voicemail messages that we've received. And if you want to leave one, the number is 0203 475 4736. It'll be somewhere else that you can copy and paste it or what have you. Okay.
Just type it in your phone, dial it up, talk to us.
Or leave a voicemail. We won't actually be on the phone, probably.
Burns is loitering outside. Doesn't look happy.
If you want to send me an email, news@videogamer.com.
Just
Be nice to hear from you. It doesn't need to be about news.
What have you done?
It could just be about your day.
just one for you.
Yeah.
Skamoo.
All right. This first message is aimed at Brett, I think.
Rest in peace, Sean Bean. I loved you very much, but alas, you are dead. Screw you, Brett. Bye-bye. For some reason I put on the same voice as bloody Chris and Dave.
That's the voice that we do on the podcast. Because when you phone up, darling, there's a surprise for you. Was that the
Dave
voice?
will be waiting for you.
Was that the voice that you were trying to emulate there? I'm not
think it
sure.
was. I think, I don't think we can say anything about that voice. Oh, by the way, the podcast competition's over. We're going to do a gallery video.
Oh, are we doing that today?
Yes, we are. So
Need to clear my
you
drawers.
need to get that voice well oiled.
Ooh.
Hey guys, this isn't to do with a.
What was that?
Can we hear it though?
What was that?
Yeah, can we please
Come
hear
on,
that?
just let me hear it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Sean Bean, but I just wanted to say how much I love you. Yeah. I mean, Jim. Oh my God, Jim, and Brett and Steve and Tom and. God, I told myself I wouldn't do this. Simon, you beautiful man. Power on, yeah. And Dave, you did all my heart. And Chris. Oh, Chris. Yeah, I'm done now.
I see what he's done. I see what he's done.
Hey.
That's the long joke, isn't it?
It is a bit, I did think maybe there is potential masturbatory actions happening here, crossed with crying.
Cry wank
It's my normal night.
on Reddit.
Hi there, I was just wondering, with Resident Evil Remake being announced, what games from the PS2, Dreamcast, Xbox and GameCube era, if you could pick just one, would you have remade on current gen systems? Sorry about the background noise on the road. Okay, thanks.
From the PS2 era.
Dreamcast.
A proper remake.
Mm-hmm.
Power Stone.
I quite like Ico. Or Eco, however you want to say it.
But they've done that already.
No, but not a proper remake.
Oh, you mean full on?
Yeah.
Or Shadow of the Colossus. That could be amazing, like next gen wise.
Actually done properly. Oh, Burns, we're actually going to play your message in a sec.
No,
Burns is in the
Burns,
room.
you can answer this question first though. Resident Evil remake's been done, but another one. PS2,
Like a
Dreamcast,
proper
GameCube,
remake.
proper-
What would you have from the
proper
PS2 era? Burnout. I just want to do Burnout.
Burnout's fine as it is. Like it's
Yeah, but you'd say Resident Evil's fun, is it?
aesthetic and runs at such a clip as to just be fine to play now.
So go on then.
I can't think of anything.
Outlaw Volleyball. It's actually quite good.
I suppose Eco and Shadow.
Thank you.
He said
remasters, if not remakes. But their style is good enough already. The case for Resident Evil being remade.
Akami.
I don't know. That seems like an art style that doesn't need to be redone.
It was really good, but it's really early kind of polygon sort of shit.
Like you
Final Fantasy 12.
Well, 7's the one that everyone moans about because it looked like if you go back and play that now, it's really hard to get past that visual style. Games like Shadow don't have that problem. I don't think at all.
I'm enjoying this communal podcast today.
It's good, isn't it?
It's like free flowing.
All right, shall I play another message?
Yes, please.
PGR2.
PGR2 says
There
Tom
you go.
Ari. Says a concerned looking Tom Ari who's off for his lunch.
Tom, concerned from Croydon.
Is this the one that Burns sent in?
Yeah, it's Burns. Look, I'm not on the podcast today because I've got to review some expansion pack nonsense. However, I just thought I'd chime in and say Sean Bean is one of our finest actors, okay? And I won't have him besmirched while I'm in another room and can't do anything about it. So play this fucking message. I'll be in there to fucking sort you out. Right, that is it!
Crikey. Well, that's probably a good place to end the podcast then this week, I think.
I think it's a good place to end it about an hour ago.
You are a miserable...
Whoa! Whoa! That was unnecessary.
That'll do it for the Video Gamer UK podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you to each of you that have joined me this week. David Scammell.
Whatever.
Jim Trinker.
Bye.
And Brett Phipps.
still what in here.
All right. Goodbye.
The Vespid threat is no more! Huzzah! We are making preparations for our campaign against Comet sighted at present, starting with the acquisition of any stars we can claim from the former Chenkov Empire. At the same time, we are gathering our fleets near to our border planets, ready for the attack itself. When will your own ships likely be ready for an engagement? Your ally, the Brat Confederate.
Jim, it's just a bit of flavour. It really adds to the game.
It's bollocks.